Hello everybody and welcome to the last piece in Vamoosh 1. I'm so excited that we're going to be playing this piece. It's an amazing piece. It's called Ode to Joy and it's from Beethoven's Ninth and Final Symphony. Beethoven's one of the most famous composers in the world ever. He started composing when he was only 10 years old, so that's probably the similar age to some of you, and he was born in 1770 and died in 1827, so quite a long time ago, but his music is still loved and performed all the time, all around the world. This piece is also called the Choral Symphony because there's a massive choir that sing the melody that we're going to be learning today. And the lyrics are all about being friends with people from everywhere across the world, doesn't matter where you're from, what you think, everyone is friends, which is just a really nice thought to think about at the moment. And another interesting fact about this piece was Beethoven was actually deaf when he wrote it, so I don't know how he made it sound so amazing because it's absolutely fantastic. It's one of the most famous pieces ever. So let's have a look at it. Oh, but first we need to make sure that we are ready to play. So let's get those clarinets all together. We've got all of the finger holes covered here. We have got our reed lined up with our register key here. We're going to warm up our tongue, so me then you. Great, let's warm up every single one of our notes. So the first one we're going to do is G. Now an F. Now it's an E. D. C. Great, now A was that note that we started in henpecked and the bear. We're not actually going to use that in this piece, but let's just revise it anyway because it's a really nice note. Okay, me then you want an A. Good, A and G. G and A. A and G. No, just joking, we won't get that fast. Right, let's have a look at one of my favourite pieces in the entire world, Beethoven's Ninth Symphony, last movement, Ode to Joy. Let's go. So, first thing, thanks a lot, Beethoven. We don't need to worry about the Kadai signs of the first three bars because they're all just going tap, 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 on and on and on and on like that. So let's have a look at the last bar. There's a rhythm here that we've never actually seen before, okay? Can you see it's like a tap? So we've got our note there, are coloured in with a line. It's like a tap, but it's also got a dot after it, okay? So remember, our ta is also called a crotchet. So this is going to be called a dotted crotchet because it's a crotchet with a dot after it. What that dot does to the note is it cuts the note in half and it adds on half of the value again. So if a crotchet is worth 1 beat, you're going to half 1 by half, and you're going to add that half on again. So it would be 1 1/2. So let's just think about it if we had a minim. Remember, a minim is the one that isn't coloured in, and it's a 2, and it's worth 2 beats. So if we had a dotted minim, you would then cut that note in half and add half on again. So 2 divided by 2 is going to be 1. It means you add 1 on again, so it's going to be 2, add 1. Therefore, a dotted minim is going to be worth 3 beats. But for today, we are just going to be thinking, I think, anyway, let me just see the rest of these. Yeah, we're just going to be worrying about dotted crotchets, okay? Now, our Kadai sign for a dotted crotchet is a te, okay? So in that fourth bar of the first line, we've got te, ti, tu. Can we try clapping it and saying the Kadai signs? Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Te, ti, tu. Very good. Right, let's see if we can figure out these notes. The first note is an E, and it's just going in steps. So we call that, if we're super clever GCSE A-level, degree level students, we call it conjunct motion. If they're going in steps, It's called conjunct, okay? So this is a very beautiful conjunct melody. It starts off in an E, and then it goes up a step to what must be an F. So it starts on an E, goes up to an F, then goes back up to a G again, and then it descends in steps all the way down to a C, and then it steps back up to an E, and then we come to the fourth bar, and we've got our te, ti, ta, with E, D, D. So can you just figure out those notes for 10 seconds of that first line? Go. Okay, here we go. We're going to say the notes all together nice and slowly. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. E, E, F, G, G, F, E, D, C, C, D, E, E, D, D. Very, very good, everyone. Can we try saying and miming this time? So fingers on an E. 1, 2, 3, 4. E, E, F, G, G, F, E, D, C, C, D, E, E, D, D. Great, let's try playing it. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Very good, guys. Well done. Can we try adding in our articulation, which is going to be our slur? So have a look at the last bar where we've got that te, ti, ta. Our dotted crotchet is going to be slurred to that quaver, so it's going to sound like this. So can we try that whole line? If you need to pause at any point to practice, that's absolutely fine. Here we go, very beginning. 1, 2, 3, 4. Excellent, guys. Well done. Really, really good. Let's have a look at the second line. Now, as you'll have noticed by playing things by Thomas Gregory and Beethoven, repetition is a really, really important thing in music. So repetition means when you repeat things, okay? So if you have a look at the first line and the second line, can you see that they're basically copied and pasted for the first 3 bars? They're absolutely identical, because this is something that's really important in music. The best composers make sure that they reuse bits of music so that it gets stuck in the audience's head, so that you realise this is a great tune, I can't stop singing it, it's amazing. So second line, we actually don't need to practice any of it until the very, very last bar of the second line. We've got that same articulation from before. We've got the same rhythm of te, ti, ta, but this time it's going to go from a D down to a C. It'll sound like this. Let's try it all together. Ready? Just that last bar. 1, 2, 3, 4. Great. Okay. I reckon we could do the first 2 lines straight away. Remember, the first time that you play, when you play the first line, your last note isn't, it goes E, D, D. And then when you do it the second time, it goes D, C, C. Okay, good luck. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Amazing. Well done, everybody. Let's have a look at the third line. Now, this has got some different bits in it. Okay, we've got some quavers. Oh, and also have a look at the end of the piece. Can you see that there are 2 notes played at once? Now, I don't think many of us can play multiphonics. I don't think many of us can play 2 notes at once on the clarinet. We're not going to worry about that just for now, because if we are at this stage playing 2 notes on our clarinets, then something has gone very, very wrong. So what it means is that you can play either the lower note or the higher note. Now, they are both the note G. On the clarinet, well, and on any instrument, you've got lots and lots of different Gs. This is our normal G. This is the low G, so I've got down to my C, and I've got all these 3 as well. I've got normal G. I've also got these other 2 Gs. very, very high, but let's just focus on doing our lazy G or our low G. Okay, so when you get to the end of the third line, you can choose if you want to do the low G or the high G. Okay, let's have a look at the Kadai signs. So in the second and third bar, we've got some pairs of TT or quavers. Okay, so can we just look at the second bar of the third line, please? Let's figure out the Kadai signs. Here we go. 1, 2, say the Kadai. Ta, ti, ti, ta, ta. And then again, 3, 4. Ta, ti, ti, ta, ta. Excellent. I just tricked you into playing the second and the third bar of the third line. Now the first bar and the last bar of the third line, they're easy peasy because they're either ta 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 or ta ta tu. Okay, so can we please now clap and say the Kadai signs of the third line? Good luck. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ta 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 ti ti ta 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 ti ti ta 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 tu. Great, well done, guys. Okay, third line, let's figure out the notes. Now, they are similar in that they're mainly in steps, but there are some little leaps, okay? So our first bar, we've got D, D, then we go up 1 step. So we have to go from a D to an E. So we jump down 2 steps, down to a C. So we're going to go D, D, E, C. Let's have a look at the second bar this time. So we go back to a D, and it steps up to an E, and then up again to an F, then back down to an E, and then 2 back down to a C. So can we say the second bar? Now ready? 1, 2. Second of the third line. D, E, F, E, C. Very good. Now have a look at the third bar of the third line. We've got basically exactly the same, but instead of the last note in that bar being a C, it is now a D. So they're all just in steps. D, E, F, E, D. Okay, can we say the first 3 bars? Here we go, of the third line. 1, 2, 3, 4. D, D, E, C. D, E, F, E, C. D, E, F, E, D. Great, and now the last 3 notes are just going to go C, D, G. Okay, let's try nice and slowly. I know I'm going really, really fast. Just freeze the video whenever you need to, okay? Let's try saying all of those notes of the third line all together. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. D, D, E, C. D, E, F, E, C. D, E, F, E, D, C, D, G. Very good, guys. Well done. Can we try now saying and miming it? So, here we go. 1, 2, say and mime. D, D, E, C. D, E, F, E, C. D, E, F, E, D, C, D, G. Now, if you're feeling really brave, you could go C, D, G. First time, I'm going to play it with the high G, because can you see that there's a repeat mark there and there? And then the second time, just for a bit of variety, I'm going to play the low G instead, okay? If you want to stay all on just that open G, then that's absolutely fine. As I said before, I've been playing my clarinet for a million years, so sometimes I need to do something to just keep it a bit more interesting, okay? But you choose whatever one you want to do. Right, let's try playing that third line. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Very nice. Let's now make sure that we're adding in our articulation. So can you see on our quavers, or the TT, on bars 2 and 3, we've got slurs. So let's make sure that they're nice and slurred. Here we go, third line all together. 1, 2, 3, 4. Very good, everybody. Well done. Last thing that we need to do now is play the entire thing, because many of you will have noticed that the second line and the fourth line are absolutely identical, so we don't need to practice them. Thanks, Beethoven. Right, let's give this a go. Right the way from the beginning with the backing track. Good luck, everyone. Here we go. And this is our last piece of Vamoosh 1. What an amazing achievement. Well done, everybody. everybody. That is the end of Vamoosh Book 1. What an amazing achievement. Really, really fantastic. Well done. So the next thing that we're going to be working on is something called ensemble. Oh, sorry, let's just jump differently. The next thing that we're going to be working on is ensemble playing. Okay, so that means that you're playing a different part with different people, and I'll be putting up some recordings of that. But just keep playing this piece. Make sure that you're doing all the articulation written. Make sure that you're playing at the correct dynamic. Make sure you're starting each note with a tap sign. But mainly, be really proud of yourselves for what you've achieved. This is really, really fantastic. This is record-breaking progress from year 7s on the clarinet. So really, really well done. Keep playing. Make sure that you're performing to people. Be really, really proud of all this amazing progress that you've made. Thank you very much for tuning in, and I will see you guys really soon.